Good morning and welcome to Adbn News at 7. I am Chijioke Okafo. Now the news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has described Lagos as the gateway to Africa's economic future, projecting that Nigeria could become one of the world's largest economies by 2050 if leadership, capital and innovation are effectively harnessed. He made the remarks at the Invest Lagos 3.0 Summit in Lagos, which brought together top government officials, governors, investors, and international partners in partnership with the Commonwealth Enterprise and Investment Council, with governors from Lagos, Abia, Imo, Nasarawa, and Plateau states in attendance. Addressing the gathering, the president, who was represented by the vice president, Senator Kashim Shettima, said Nigeria's long-term growth will depend on how well ideas are aligned with leadership, capital, and strong institutions. He described Lagos as a major African hub, attracting global attention through its scale, energy, and growing investment, while highlighting Nigeria's position in a shifting global economy driven by its young population and large market.
Without Lagos, Nigeria would have been an easier exhibit for the pessimists who insist that Africa is condemned to the margins of modernity. Lagos is the compass of our national aspiration, the recipe that keeps pointing us towards scale, speed, reform, enterprise, and global relevance. We cannot afford to take Lagos for granted. Lagos is Nigeria. Lagos is life. This is why we strongly support initiatives such as the Invest in Lagos Summit 3.0. It shows how subnational governments can strategically position themselves within the global investment ecosystem.
Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Taiwo Yedele, described Lagos as a leading example of how subnational governments can attract investment through policy consistency and project-driven development.
For decades, the conversation around investing in Nigeria focused almost exclusively on the federal government. But in the recent past, and particularly today, that narrative is fundamentally changing. The future of Nigeria's growth story is being written in Lagos, Kano, Enugu, Uyo, Abeokuta, Ilorin, Kaduna, Lafia, Owerri, and Umuahia. We are embracing a simple reality that while national reforms create the enabling environment, it is our sub-national government that converts potential into projects, investments, jobs, and tangible economic outcomes. Lagos continues to set the pace.
Also speaking, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu highlighted ongoing investments in rail infrastructure and technology as part of efforts to improve connectivity and support economic growth in Lagos.
And so Lagos is now home to no fewer than 6 submarine cables. We're truly excited with what we're seeing in the technology space. Just 2 weeks ago, we commissioned one of a large hyperscale data center here in Lagos. We have nurtured technology unicorns like the Florida Waves, the Money Point, and Della into Switch. We're redrawing the architecture of Africa's commerce and its capacity. But our story is not just one that won't flaunt. We're very proud on the progress we're making on our Lagos International Financial Center, LIFC, which will be the clearest articulation in recent history of Lagos' ambition to be a global financial gateway.
In her remarks, the Commonwealth Secretary General, Shirley Botchway, called for a more connected Africa driven by reliable power, logistics, and security, stressing the need to turn innovation into jobs and growth.
A modern investment hub needs digital infrastructure. It needs reliable energy, transport and logistics, skills, predictable rules, creative industries, cultural confidence, and above all, needs trust. Lagos has many of these ingredients already: scale, energy, location, a dynamic private sector, and young people impatient for opportunity, progress, and growth. And Lagos stands within Nigeria's broader economic trajectory and within Africa's continental transformation through the African Continental Free Trade Area.
Under Mr. Governor's leadership, Lagos keeps widening its lead. We were ranked first in the ease of doing business among Nigeria's sub-national governments. Reforming on investor confidence, infrastructure development, digital governance, and public-private partnerships. The world has noticed. Time Out named Lagos among the best cities on the planet. And our city keeps earning its reputation as Africa's home of creativity, technology, entertainment, finance, and enterprise.
The summit also featured a Governor's Investment Showcase with presentations from Lagos, Abia, Imo, Nasarawa, and Plateau states. President Bola Tinubu has sworn in Joseph Olasunkomi Tegbe as Minister of Power and Ambassador Shola Enika Noyalaye as Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. The ceremony took place at the presidential villa in Abuja following their confirmation by the Senate. Tegbe succeeds former Power Minister Adebayo Adelabu, while the other takes over following the resignation of former Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Tugar. The president charged the new ministers to support the administration's efforts in strengthening power supply and advancing Nigeria's foreign policy objectives. Senate says it will this week consider a constitutional amendment bill seeking to establish state police across Nigeria. Senate leader Okwemi Bamidele stated this in a statement issued on Monday, saying there is broad consensus among key stakeholders on the need for state police to address the country's security challenges. According to Bamidele, the National Assembly has resolved to isolate the state police proposal from other constitutional amendment bills to fast-track its passage, adding that consultations involving the Senate and House committees on constitution review, the Attorney General of the Federation, the Chief of Staff to the President, the Inspector General of Police, and other stakeholders have reached an advanced stage. The Senate leader expressed confidence that the amendment will be passed by the National Assembly and transmitted to the 36 state houses of assembly for consideration. Under Nigeria's constitutional amendment process, approval by at least two-thirds of the state legislatures is required before presidential assent. Bamidele also revealed that President Bola Tinubu's state governors and many state assemblies support the proposal, describing the current security situation as justification for the creation of state police. The move would require an amendment to Section 214 of the 1999 Constitution, which currently provides for a single Nigeria police force. Meanwhile, Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, recently disclosed that President Tinubu is expected to receive a comprehensive report on the proposed state police framework as consultations near completion. If approved by the National Assembly, endorsed by at least 24 state houses of assembly, and signed into law by the President, the amendment will pave the way for establishment of state police in Nigeria. House of Representatives is seeking to modernize Nigeria's statistical system through a legal framework designed to respond to emerging technologies and the growing demand for credible data in governance and economic planning. The proposed Statistics Bill 2025, which seeks to repeal the Statistics Act of 2007, was the focus of a public hearing in Abuja attended by lawmakers, government agencies, and key stakeholders. Our correspondent, Laraba More, reports.
As data becomes increasingly important for governance, economic planning, and investment decisions, lawmakers say Nigeria's statistical system must keep pace with changing realities. At a public hearing on the Statistical Bill 2025, stakeholders considered proposals aimed at modernizing the country's data architecture and improving the production of official statistics.
Equally important is the bill's commitment to aligning Nigeria's statistical practices with internationally accepted standards. In an increasingly interconnected global economy, credible and comparable data is essential for attracting investments, strengthening development planning, and enhancing national competitiveness.
The House of Representatives have found the need for a review that takes into account the requirements of 21st century, characterized by big data, artificial intelligence, machine learning, geospatial technologies, real-time information systems, and rapidly evolving data ecosystems.
The National Bureau of Statistics says the proposed legislation responds to technological advancements and emerging data sources that were not envisaged when the current law was enacted nearly 2 decades ago.
But we have a unique opportunity now to be able to ensure that the effective implementation and adoption of all these modern technologies, new sources of data, are included in the law that guide the operations of the National Bureau of Statistics. But we have also seen in the proposed bill that the sustainable funding, the strategy for the sustainable funding of the National Bureau of Statistics, as well as the operations of the Nigerian statistical system, is also enshrined in that bill.
The bill contains 8 parts and 42 clauses aimed at strengthening statistical governance, data management, accountability, and funding within the national statistical system. The National Population Commission says effective coordination among existing data systems will be critical to the success of the proposed law.
And so we are going to advise here that every bill in this country should always rely on the previous bills, extant laws, as well as the 1999 Constitution. For National Population Commission, we already have a national database, a national data bank, which the 1999 Constitution demands of us.
Stakeholders are expected to submit recommendations to guide the final consideration of the bill by the National Assembly. Laraba Murray, ADBN News.
Meanwhile, Minister of Works David Umahi says President Bola Tinubu's 4 legacy road projects will create an integrated transit in Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones. Umahi made the statement in Abuja while receiving a delegation from the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, EBIT. He said the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, Trans-Sahara Superhighway, Abuja-Akwanga, just Bauchi-Gombe-Maiduguri Corridor, and Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway are designed to function as a single interconnected network across the country. According to the minister, the projects will boost connectivity, facilitate the movement of goods and people, support food security, reduce travel time, and attract investments. Umahi described the road initiative as a key driver of national integration and economic growth, expressing confidence that partners with development finance institutions will aid the timely completion of the projects. Federal Capital Territory Minister Barrister Nyesom Wike has assured Abuja residents that the long-awaited bus terminals in the nation's capital would soon commence operations, blaming the delay on procurement procedures and the process of selecting private operators to manage the facilities. Barrister Wike, who spoke during an inspection of projects lined up for commissioning as part of activities marking President Bola Tinubu's 3rd year in office, said all approvals had been secured and the concessionaire was putting finishing touches to arrangements for takeoff. FCT correspondent Naomi Oleribe has details.
The minister's explanation comes amid growing concerns over the fate of some of the terminals which were commissioned nearly a year ago but have remained idle. According to him, government facilities cannot be handed over to private operators without following laid-down procedures.
We would have put it this way. The government process is not easy. Bureaucracy is involved. And once you have achieved that, just be patient. And then we'll always with Why do you think that government will expend their money and then not put such a place use? So just be patient that this is the money we don't want to be committed to go out doing ourselves to all that because we do that we don't it won't work.
Meanwhile, Barrister Wike announced that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu would this week begin the commissioning of a fresh batch of completed projects across the FCT. He said the commissioning exercise would commence on Tuesday with the Alpha Southern Expressway (OSEX), followed by the N5 Road in Life Camp on Wednesday and the airport to Kuje Road on Thursday.
We also visited this morning. Those three projects are 100% complete and ready for commission. What's important to us is that we're able to achieve the timeline and comment with various contractors that are involved for keeping to their promises. So you just see our contractors and the general player.
The minister further hinted that the president would visit one of the area councils during the commissioning exercise, but declined to reveal the location for security reasons. Naomi Oleribe, Adbn News.
Still staying with the FCT, Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, has officially flagged off the 2026 seasonal malaria chemo prevention campaign to protect over 1 million children from malaria through the WHO-recommended community-based intervention that involves the monthly administration of anti-malarial drugs. Sulfadoxine and amodiaquine, SPAC, to healthy children aged 3 to 59 months during peak malaria transmission seasons. Performing the official flag-off on behalf of the FCT Minister, Mandate Secretary for the Health Services and Environment Secretariat, Dr. Adedolapo Fasawe, underscored the importance of the initiative in delivering free, life-saving preventive anti-malarial drugs directly to households in addition to treated insecticide mosquito nets starting from Thursday, 11th June 2026.
On behalf of the Honorable Minister of the FCT, Barrister Yelson Wike, I am pleased to welcome you to the flag-off of the 2026 SMC campaign in the Federal Capital Territory. SMC is seasonal malaria chemoprophylaxis. What it means is that we can prevent malaria by taking this medicine.
Technical specialist, philanthropic funding seasonal malaria chemo prevention project, Dr. Jennifer Chukwumerije, highlighted the goal of protecting a target 1,015,240 eligible children in the FCT this year from malaria.
We really want to appreciate the FCT for actually engineering this. We've had a 58% reduction in prevalence from 18.8% in 2021 to 7.9% in 2025. Please, there has to be a louder round of applause for this.
Key stakeholders, implementing partners and donors at the event in their respective remarks called for continued support and collaboration to ensure every eligible child in the FCT is protected from malaria in achieving a malaria-free Nigeria.
But I still want to remind you that this first round of SMC that's taken off this time in FCT, of 5 rounds that we have every year, we're committing all our staff, all our workers. We're committing our 100% energy, resources, time, and all that we have to make sure it is success.
With support to the FCT by the Islamic Development Bank through the Lives and Livelihood Fund, Farmcrete Healthcare is currently supporting 297 health facilities in the FCT, providing both diagnostic and treatment services at these health facilities.
The Mandate Secretary, and I pray the foot you march, all of us here, coming here, is sent foot you march getting to your own destination. I'm telling you people that is Durumi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 community are happy based on what you people are sharing with us.
Highlights of the event was a symbolic demonstration and official handover by the Mandate Secretary to the village head of Durumi 2. Now, as part of measures to bolster security in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT Police Command has rolled out a specialized violent crime response unit to combat criminal activities within Abuja and its environs. Speaking at the ceremony, FCT Commissioner of Police Ahmed Sanusi charged personnel of the unit to operate within the law, warning that acts of extortion, intimidation, harassment, and other forms of unprofessional conduct will not be tolerated. Security correspondent Fumilola Adbn completes the report.
The venue is filled with security officers, senior police officers, and representatives of other security agencies for the formal inauguration of the Violence Crime Response Unit of the Nigerian Police Force. The establishment of the unit is driven by the need to address the growing complexity of security threats across the country and improve rapid response to violent crimes.
We all know that crime and criminality is as old as the human existence, but at least when we come together, we can fight the scourge. So we want to, appeal to all the components of the community, beginning from our traditional institution. Let's continue to give us this cooperation that you have been giving to us.
In a strong message to the newly deployed personnel, the FCT Police Commissioner emphasized the importance of discipline, professionalism, and accountability in the discharge of their duties.
Let me state clearly that no form of misconduct, abuse of authority, intimidation, harassment, extortion, or extrajudicial use of power will be tolerated under any circumstance.
The military also reaffirms its readiness to work closely with the police to ensure the success of the unit's operations.
We are very much aware that the threats presently have taken various dynamic forms, and as such, the response to them must be rapidly evolving.
Expressing their readiness for the task ahead, members of the unit pledged to carry out their responsibilities with integrity and dedication.
What I can assure you, sir, we will never, ever disappoint you. With the combat training and the human rights protection that you taught us, I, on behalf of all of them, I can assure you that just wait for the result of this. That I can assure you, sir.
Divided into 5 operational sectors for effective coverage, the Violence Crime Response Unit is expected to strengthen security operations and curb the menace of violence crime within the Federal Capital Territory. As the FCT Police Command strengthens its crime-fighting strategy, the success of this new unit will be measured by its ability to respond swiftly and keep community safe. From the nation's capital, from Lola Adbn, Adbn News.
Oyo State Police Command has paraded 4 suspects arrested in connection with the abduction of Olaide Adelabu John Paul, sister of former Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu, and her twin sons. The victims were rescued on Saturday following sustained intelligence-led tracking and tactical pressure on the abductors, as the command urged residents to remain vigilant and report fleeing members of the kidnapping syndicate still at large. Meanwhile, the Adelabu family expressed gratitude to God and Nigerians for their prayers and support, which contributed to the safe release of Mrs. Olaide Busayo, Adegoke John Paul, and her twin sons, Peter and Paul.
Inú mi dùn gan-an, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè fún àánú ńlá tó fi gbà mí, fún oore ńlá tó ṣe fún mi, tí mo sunkún tí mo rẹ́ni gbà mí, tí mo rẹ́ni rẹ̀ mí lẹ́kún, tọ́lọ́run bá mi fi àṣírí àwọn ẹni ibi tó bá ń fi hàn, tó sì dá àwọn ọmọ mi ó jáde láyọ̀, tó dá àwọn ọmọ mi ó wálé láyọ̀ àtàlàáfíà, tí mo sì ráwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta pé tọ́lọ́run ò jẹ́ kankan pẹ̀dé mọ́ mi lọ́wọ́. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. mo yìn Ọlọ́run lógo inú mi dùn gan-an mo sì dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó bá mi ṣe akitiyan tọ́lọ́run ràn lọ́wọ́ lórí ẹ̀ náà táwọn ọmọ náà fi di mímú wálé wọn sílẹ̀ bí mo ṣe ń gbàdúrà tọmọ mi láti ìdàrún mò ń gba tiẹ̀ náà ó tiẹ̀ kú ọ̀la tí táwọn ọmọ mi ó ṣẹlẹ̀ mo sun ẹkún kíkorò lórí fóònù gbà tí mo ráwọn ọmọ yìí tí mo mọ̀ pé tèmi náà ń bọ̀ láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ kejì.
The Oyo State Commissioner of Police, Abimbola Olugbenga, also led journalists and officers to a suspected kidnappers' hideout at the Araromi quarters, Ayegun North in Oluyole local government area of the state, following the operation that secured the victims' release.
We kidnapped from the town and drive them down here to hide them for maybe they don't want anybody to know the whereabouts of whoever is the victim. So what is there is that you have seen that this house is within premises. People have been seeing them coming in here without anybody reporting the conduct. And according to those who we have, the victims that we have interviewed, they said they will be hearing the happenings in the other compound, but they cannot come out. So obviously, what is there is that if you see something, you say something.
Yesterday, I just know what is happening there, because I think that as a kidnapping or Boko Haram also, like see that it don't enter our area. I ask people that they use the gun. What's in the happen? Everybody to go inside. I call our landlord people, say, let us go to that place. Make I know what is happening there. So we organize our people. But later we are seeing some people that road. He say, don't go there. The people then come to that place is DSS. What in the happens there? So we are people that go to that place. When I see the place, I know that this is the blood now. What is happening in this area? People don't know what is happening.
At a briefing at the police command headquarters in Elele, the commissioner said investigations were ongoing and assured that all members of the criminal network will be tracked and prosecuted.
In a well-coordinated tactical operation aimed at rescuing the victims alive. However, upon sighting the advancing operatives, one of the gang members, identified as Kelechi, who had traveled from Lagos State and was positioned as a lookout, engaged the operatives in a gun duel. The operatives responded with superior tactical precision, resulting in neutralization of Kelechi and another unidentified member of the gang. Following the successful clearance of the hideout, the kidnapped victims, Mrs. Adegoke Olaide Busayo, and her twin son, Peter.
Anaye Road area of Ibadan, which was allegedly used as a hideout by kidnappers involved in the abduction of the younger sister of former Minister of Power, Chief Bayo Adelabu, and her children. The demolition exercise was carried out on Monday by officials of the Oyo State Ministry of Public Works and Transportation, accompanied by operatives of the Nigeria Police Force, who visited the scene as part of ongoing efforts to tackle kidnapping and other criminal activities in the state. Speaking on behalf of the state government, Commissioner for Public Works and Transport, Honorable Mojet, said the action underscores government's commitment to combating insecurity and dismantling criminal networks operating within Oyo State. He cautioned landlord associations, housing agents, and residents to be wary of people within their neighborhood and report suspicious activities.
Not just curbing insecurity, it's basically to teach people, residents, landlords, agents, to be careful on their transaction with people. From what I gathered here, they said the major guy, the planner, actually got this place about 6 months ago, and around February, and he moved in like 2 weeks ago. That means he actually got this place for his operation. And besides that, it's quite unfortunate that the agent could not do like a due diligence search on this same person. This is just the beginning of, telling people that if you see something, you need to say something.
Mogbonjubola also disclosed that the agent of the property and other conspirators in the alleged kidnapping activity have been rounded up by the police and will be duly prosecuted. You're still watching ADBN News at 7. Stay with us for more stories coming up after the break. You're welcome back. Minister of Defense General Christopher Musa, retired, says education is a key tool for combating insecurity and building lasting peace in Nigeria. Speaking at the inauguration of the Community Kaduna Christian Academy in Kaduna State, Musa said sustainable security requires investments in education, youth development and social inclusion, not military action alone. He noted that quality education helps counter misinformation, radicalization and extremism by equipping young people with knowledge and opportunities for a better future.
Yeah, this is part of the non-kinetic effort. Other aspects is the aspects of discussion, building roads, building schools, water resources, making life easy. Once people are comfortable, they can eat, they can sleep. Who are the ones selling food to these guys, carrying food, thinking that they are making profit? Somebody comes, you see in your community, you see a strange face. Today they come and buy 200 bread. Tomorrow they are buying 200 slippers. Next tomorrow, you should ask questions. Who are these people? What are you doing here? And then you report. So we want to appreciate Nigerians for the support we're getting for the armed forces. I want to assure them that the security forces and the government are working together hand in hand to ensure that Nigeria is safe. We want to stop this. We want to free everybody that is abducted, anybody that's been kidnapped. We want to ensure that they are free so that they can enjoy the benefit of being Nigerian.
Representing Director General of DSS and Friends, Malam Musa Suleiman described the project as a strategic investment in national development and internal security, stressing that education plays a vital role in preventing radicalization and promoting social cohesion, while dousing tension in the community, adding that both Christian and Muslims benefit to ensure lasting peace.
Community development, capacity development, and youth development is the panacea to dealing with our security challenges today in this country. There is no how an educated child would wake up and think of carrying arms against his neighbor. Today we have people at the helm of security affairs who believe that fighting insecurity isn't just by the gun barrel. They believe in carrot and stick approach. They believe in community development, and that is the reason why we are gathered here, because we believe that community development is what we ultimately need.
Chairman of the Northern Christian Association, Joseph John Hayab, commended the DSS for the initiative, describing it as a significant investment in the future of children and community development. He urged the community to take ownership of the project and create opportunities that will enable young people to excel academically and reach their full potential.
We actually want peace in Nigeria, and I believe education will give us peace. In those days in Nigeria, there was harmony. between Christians and Muslims. If we don't have that again, we want to revive it. Christian Academy here in Kaduna is going to do the same, producing great men and great women for our country, Nigeria.
Terrorism comes out of ignorance and ideology. Education wipes out ignorance and any negative ideology and makes someone reasonable. So a school like this would help a great deal. And don't forget that those who funded this school have done the same thing to Muslims. What they are simply trying to say is that both Christians and Muslim upcoming generations become more exposed, more educated, more informed, and will not allow or accept to be recruited into any form of terror. We will do our best from our end to see that the children that will be trained here make a difference in the society, make a difference in the nation.
Representing Kaduna State Governor Obasani, Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice James Kanyib described the academy as a significant contribution to the state's education sector. He reiterated the state government's commitment to expanding access to quality and inclusive education across Kaduna State.
Youth, we are sure of a reduction in the crime rate because they will be engaged with skills, education, and with jobs. It is this idleness that actually contributes a lot in having them initiated or indoctrinated and then radicalized and then get involved in the commission of crimes and all sorts of bad things in society. So they are going to be productive to the society, the community, the state and the country at large.
Stakeholders at the event agreed that strengthening access to education remains critical to addressing the root causes of insecurity, promoting social stability and fostering sustainable development across the country. Nigerian Railway Corporation (NRC) has confirmed a fatal train accident involving the Warri-Itakpe train service corridor at Adbn in Delta State. The corporation said emergency response and security and rescue operations were immediately activated, with all passengers on board successfully accounted for. 3 deaths have so far been confirmed, while authorities continue investigations into the circumstances surrounding the incident. The NRC said support is being provided to affected passengers and urged the public to rely on official updates as response efforts continue. Now, as China and Nigeria continue to deepen their strategic partnership through trade, infrastructure, and economic cooperation, both countries are increasingly turning to culture and youth engagement as powerful tools for strengthening people-to-people ties. In Abuja, students, diplomats, and cultural enthusiasts gathered for the Hello Nigeria 2026 Panda Painting Interactive Experience, an event organized by the China Cultural Center in Nigeria to promote cultural exchange and friendship between both nations. Our diplomatic correspondent, Amma Marcus, reports.
What began as a colorful art event quickly transformed into a celebration of cultural diplomacy, creativity, and international friendship. Against the backdrop of giant panda sculptures, traditional performances, music, and interactive games, students from various international schools joined diplomats and cultural stakeholders in painting pandas, China's globally recognized symbol of peace, harmony, and friendship. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Minister of the Chinese Embassy in Nigeria, Zhao Hongyu, said the initiative was designed to bring together the rich cultural heritage, creating a platform for dialogue, learning, and mutual appreciation.
Guided by the version of mutual learning, equality, and inclusiveness, the Chinese Embassy in Nigeria and the China Cultural Center in Nigeria will continue to focus on 4 areas. We will launch more cultural activities for young people, like Chinese language salons and traditional festival celebrations. They will help bring up a new generation that can carry forward and grow our China-Nigerian cooperation for mutual benefit. We will create more chances for young artists from both countries to exchange ideas so that our rich traditions and modern cultures can get new life by learning from each other.
The event comes at a significant moment in bilateral relations. 2026 marks the 55th anniversary of diplomatic relations between China and Nigeria, while also being designated the China-Africa Year of People-to-People and Cultural Exchanges. Representing Nigeria's Federal Ministry of Arts, Culture and the Creative Economy, Permanent Secretary Abdul Karim Ozi Ibrahim noted that cultural exchanges help build understanding beyond government agreements and commercial partnerships.
The Federal Ministry of Art, Culture and the Creative Economy remains committed to supporting initiatives that promote intercultural dialogue, artist innovation, cultural tourism, and international partnership. We firmly believe that the creative sector serves as a powerful platform for fostering peace, inclusion, and sustainable development.
While China and Nigeria have built strong cooperation in areas such as infrastructure development, trade, investment, and economic engagement, events like the Panda Painting Interactive Experience suggest that cultural diplomacy and youth engagement will play an increasingly important role in shaping the next chapter of cooperation between both countries. Ama Marcus, Adbn News.
Now on to sporting stories. Wakuta Judo Club emerged overall champions at the Akwa Ibom State Judo Association's one-day mid-year festival held at the Uyo Stadium, as athletes across the junior and senior categories delivered impressive performances in a highly competitive atmosphere. ADBN's Bright James completes the story.
The festival attracted more than 30 judokas from 4 clubs: Wakuta Judo Club, the Paul Bassi Judo Club, University of Uyo Judo Club, and Engineer Bumi Judo Club, alongside parents, coaches, and the sports enthusiasts. The gathering provided another opportunity for athletes to test their skills, gain valuable competitive experience, and strengthen bonds within the state's judo community. Speaking of the competition, the Director of Coaching and Technical at the Akwa Ibom State Ministry of Sports and Olympian, Coach Catherine Ewa, expressed delight at the level of competitiveness displayed by the athletes and highlighted the role of judo in instilling discipline, resilience, and leadership qualities in young people.
Because of this particular mini competition, I think the kids are actually ready to attend national competition. And if they have that platform and they're able to showcase what they have done here, I think nationally and internationally, Nigeria will be a great success in judo through them. I'll tell parents that if the kids are allowed to do judo, they'll be very disciplined. We also encourage children to go to school and do sports. The ones that can't continue after secondary school, we try to ensure that they have a platform that they can succeed in.
Coach Onyekachi David also commended the depth of talent on display, noting that the athletes have shown encouraging progress as preparations continue for future competitions.
I feel very happy, very excited that what we have taught the children in the last 6 months, they're able to execute it. We are preparing them for the Intermediate National Championship in Lagos. Hopefully we'll also take them to the National Sport Festival for the seniors, and also giving an opportunity for those going to the national camp for the Commonwealth Games, an opportunity to also taste their might in the mat.
Some of the participating judokas also shared their excitement about the festival, describing it as a valuable platform to improve their skills and build confidence ahead of upcoming tournaments.
Honestly, it's been fun. Even though all of you come like a lot of loss today, but I would say it's been a great experience. And the failure is a push, actually. It's not a loss. I don't really see any loss back there, but it's just a push. Just a room for improvement and a room to get better or something?
So judo is just fun. It's about self-defense and how you can defend yourself. So actually being today at the in-house competition, because all you need to do, not about to do, not about to lost, but it's actually the eagerness and curiosity to come outside and defend yourself.
So I look at them today and I'm like, I was once here. So I see great talents. I see future champions. I see athletes who, if they train, if they keep doing their best, they are going to become our future champions.
At the end of the competition, Wakuta Judo Club emerged overall champions with a cumulative score of 107 points, while the Paul Bassi Judo Club, University of Rio Judo Club, and Engineer Bumi Judo Club finished second, third, and fourth respectively. Judo remains one of Akwa Ibom State's most successful sports, having delivered 2 gold, 1 silver, and 1 bronze medal at the last National Sports Festival in Ogun State. The state also boasts of national athletes including multiple gold medalists Enko Ekuta and Immaculata Ofort. From Uyo, Bright James for ADBN News.
Well, that's it on ADBN TV News. Remember to watch us live on DSTV channel 258, on StarTimes channel 140, Avo TV app, Limex World TV app, and Niger TV app. For more stories, visit our website at www.adbntv.com. You can also watch us live from every part of the world by logging on to www.adbntv.com/live. I am Chijioke Okafo. Thank you so much for watching. Good morning.
Every second